The Young and the Restless spoilers for the week of January 27 to 31 reveal that some shocking moments are on the way in Genoa City. For starters, Maria Copeland will react to a jaw-dropping discovery. So will this involve something horrible or perhaps good news instead? It's possible Ian Ward could go off the rails and kidnap area porter Copeland. But it's also possible Mariah will stumble upon Sharon Newman if she finally frees herself from the sewer. Meanwhile, Victor Newman and Nikki Newman will fight over how she's chosen to handle this whole Jordan situation. Shouldn't Nikki know by now that it's a bad idea to keep secrets from Victor, especially when they're on the same side? Of course, Victor has kept secrets of his own, like when he held Jordan hostage in the cellar during her previous stint. So maybe we can't blame Nikki too much under the circumstances. Nevertheless, Victor will have a problem with Nikki's actions, so there will be some bickering as they figure out their next moves regarding Jordan. It looks like Nikki and Victor will deal with Jordan their way, so Claire Newman will hopefully be spared from any guilt she might have felt if she'd wiped Jordan out herself. That said, there are still decisions to be made about whether Jordan lives or faces a grim fate, so we'll see what Victor and Nikki do next. Even if Jordan manages to survive her latest reign of terror, Ian probably won't be so lucky. At some point in the coming episodes, he's going to have a final confrontation at the ranch that leaves him injured and bloodstained. It seems likely Victor will fire at Ian and fatally wound him based on a leaked set pic. There's no confirmation on when Ian might draw his final breath, but Y&R will surely have to save a few shockers for February sweeps. In the meantime, let's talk about Nate Hastings and the mystery he's unraveling related to Damien, his half-brother. Although Nate currently believes Nathan Owen's character is Damien, things may not be quite as they seem. As more questions develop, Nate's suspicions about Damien are going to grow stronger and leave him wondering what the real story is. This guy may actually be posing as Damien, and based on some other Y&R spoilers, there are good reasons to think he might have a past link to Audra Charles. Over with Billy Abbott and Sally Spectra, they have some romantic moments ahead of them. Will Billy and Sally kick off the trip to Paris that they've been talking about? Finally, Kyle Abbott should get updates on some troubling Claire details sooner or later. Once Kyle finds out Jordan escaped and that Claire put herself at risk to save everyone else, he's sure to be horrified. The Young and the Restless spoilers say the week of January 27 to 31 will bring some huge curveballs, so stick with us for more predictions on all the escalating drama. It's where you want to be for terrific Young and the Restless spoilers, predictions, news, and updates, so make us your favorite hotspot. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Pulse Canvas. It's me, Julie, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Thursday, January 23, reveal that Claire Newman's plan could fall apart due to Jordan hiding Sharon Newman's location. After Claire realizes Jordan is withholding that info and stops her from drinking her tea mug on Wednesday, Jordan will no doubt suspect she was almost poisoned once Thursday's episode kicks off. That could lead to Jordan turning the tables, so let's talk about how this might go down. Claire might pretend she forgot the agave or make up some other excuse, but Jordan may not buy it. Jordan could easily hand over her cup to Claire and order her to drink it if she wants to prove herself. Of course, Claire can't do that if she's indeed put something toxic in the mug meant for Jordan, so the jig may be up. However, Victor Newman might figure out that Jordan is at the tack house and come to Claire's rescue. Just when it looks like Jordan might retaliate or flee, Victor may show up to unleash his fury. Victor will indeed corner Jordan somehow in Thursday's show, but we know Nikki Newman also has another Jordan face-off coming up. Nikki will have a chance to unload some anger on Jordan as well, so we'll see how it all goes down. Whatever the case, Jordan may warn that if they get rid of her, Sharon will never be found. It'll leave everyone with concerns about Sharon's life being on the line, but she's halfway to freedom at this point. Sharon is out of her shackles and just has to get enough of a clear head to get out of the sewer. If the PCP wears off, then Sharon might finally be able to escape. In the meantime, Ian Ward will head to society again despite the fact that he's not welcome there. That'll lead to Ian approaching Tessa Porter and causing more drama, especially when Maria Copeland catches him making a desperate plea to her wife. Ian will provoke Maria's wrath, so she'll toss more threats around and become increasingly determined to get rid of him. Maria's set to face more twists and turns before the week's over, so stick with us for predictions on all the turmoil. The young and restless spoilers say Ian still has a few tricks left up his sleeve, so stay tuned for updates on all the wild news and heated confrontations. The young and the restless spoilers for Wednesday, January 22, promise some major bombshells in the land of Genoa City. Someone sets a trap, while a character is desperate to escape their circumstance, and a mother worries about her daughter. What's set to unravel during Wednesday's show? Time to find out. The young and the restless spoilers, Victor Newman sets a trap. Y&R spoilers for Wednesday, January 22, reveal that Victor Newman will set a trap. But is this trap for Ian Ward or his wife, Nikki Newman? The mustache knows that something is up between Nikki, Victoria Newman, and Claire Newman, so perhaps this has to do with getting to the bottom of what these ladies are hiding from him. Y&R spoilers, Sharon Newman struggles to escape. Over at the sewage basement, Y&R spoilers for Wednesday, January 22, suggest that Sharon Newman will continue to struggle with her escape. Poor Sharon realized that the water she was drinking was likely drugged, and while she was able to release herself from being chained up, her energy level was low, and she was fading fast. I&R preview photos do show Nick Newman showing up for the save. However, it's unclear if these pictures are reality or potentially a hallucination on Sharon's part. Nick and Chance Chancellor are very close to figuring out what's happened to Sharon, but it's hard to say if their rescue efforts will happen during Wednesday's show or later on in the week. The young and the restless spoilers, Victoria Newman worries. Lastly, Y&R spoilers for Wednesday's episode imply that Victoria will worry about Claire. Can anyone blame her? She's not only worried about Claire's need to off Jordan, but also the danger her daughter could be in, dealing with the psychopath. Can Victoria convince Claire against killing Jordan? Will Jordan be trapped and sent back to prison? Fans will have to tune in to find out. Are you excited about Wednesday's show? Comment below. Catch the CBS Soap Daily so you don't miss a moment of the drama, and visit SOS often for the best young and the restless spoilers, updates and news. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Sharon's escape, a tale of resilience. The damp, cold air of the underground chamber clung to Sharon's skin as she gripped the iron rod tighter. Her hands trembled, not from fear, but from the sheer physical strain of her relentless efforts. Every swing she made against the rusted chains echoed in the silent, oppressive room, a cacophony of desperation and determination. Cameron. She screamed, her voice bouncing off the unforgiving stone walls. Her cries carried a mixture of frustration and confusion. Where was he? He had promised to help her. He was supposed to be her ally, her savior, but now, in her moment of greatest need, he was nowhere to be found. With a final defiant swing, the iron rod connected with the chains. A sharp clang reverberated, and the metal links shattered, falling to the ground in a noisy heap. Sharon let out a ragged breath. Her victory was bittersweet. She was free of the chains, but the massive iron door remained an unyielding barrier between her and freedom. She glanced at the door, her mind racing. Breaking the chains had been difficult, but breaking through the door seemed nearly impossible. Still, Sharon was not one to give up. She inspected the door, looking for weak points, and began to hammer away at the hinges with the same iron rod. Sweat dripped from her brow, mixing with the grime on her face. Every muscle in her body ached, but she pressed on. Meanwhile, Jordan, the woman who had imprisoned Sharon, returned to the chamber. As she descended the creaking wooden stairs, she noticed something was amiss. The chains that once bound Sharon were broken, yet the heavy door remained shut. Panic surged through her veins. Where could Sharon have gone? She scanned the dimly lit room, her eyes growing wider with every passing second. "Sharon," Jordan called, her voice laced with a mixture of authority and trepidation. No answer came. The air in the chamber was thick with tension, as if the walls themselves were holding their breath. Unbeknownst to Jordan, Sharon was lurking in the shadows, her figure obscured by the darkness. She gripped the iron rod tightly, her body coiled like a spring. As Jordan took another cautious step into the room, Sharon seized her opportunity. With a swift, calculated movement, she struck Jordan on the back of the head. A sickening thud echoed as Jordan crumbled to the ground, her body limp. Blood began to pool around her head, staining the cold, hard floor. Sharon stared at the scene, her chest heaving. She hadn't intended to kill, only to incapacitate. But now, as she looked at Jordan's still form, doubt began to creep into her mind. Was she dead? Sharon didn't have time to find out. She knelt beside Jordan and rummaged through her belongings. Her hands shook as she found the keyring. She quickly identified the large, rusted key that matched the lock on the iron door. Her fingers fumbled as she inserted the key and turned it. With a loud creak, the door swung open, revealing the dense, freezing forest beyond. The cold night air hit Sharon like a wave as she stepped out of the chamber. Her breath formed white clouds in the frigid air. She looked back at the chamber one last time before sprinting into the woods, her feet crunching against the snow-covered ground. Every step felt like a small victory, but her ordeal was far from over. The forest was a labyrinth of towering trees and tangled underbrush. Sharon's thin clothing did little to shield her from the biting wind. She stumbled over roots and slipped on patches of ice, her exhaustion mounting with each passing moment. The moonlight barely pierced through the thick canopy above, leaving her disoriented and vulnerable. She paused to catch her breath, leaning against a tree. Her mind raced with questions. Where was Cameron? Why hadn't he come for her? But as the cold began to seep deeper into her bones, she pushed the thought aside. She couldn't rely on anyone but herself. Cameron's absence, though painful, had taught her that lesson all too well. Hours passed as Sharon navigated the treacherous terrain. Her hope began to dwindle, and her limbs grew heavier with fatigue. Just as despair threatened to consume her, she stumbled upon a narrow path, barely visible beneath the snow. Following the trail, she eventually emerged into a clearing where she saw a faint glimmer of light in the distance. Her heart leaped. Was it a house? A cabin? Whatever it was her best chance for survival. As Sharon approached the light, tears welled up in her eyes. She had made it. No one had come to save her, but she didn't need them to. Every ounce of strength, every decision, every moment of sheer willpower had led her to this point. She wasn't a victim, she was a survivor. Sharon reached the door of the small cabin and knocked. Her hands trembled, not with fear, but with the exhilaration of triumph. As she waited for a response, she allowed herself a small, satisfied smile. She didn't need Cameron. She had saved herself. A lesson in resilience. Sharon's escape wasn't just a physical journey. It was a testament to her resilience and determination in the face of betrayal and unimaginable odds. She proved that she was her own greatest ally. Though her ordeal was far from over, she had already won the most important battle, reclaiming her agency and strength. The young and the restless star Eric Braden is one of the most open and honest daytime television stars. He's not afraid to tell the truth, even if it's his truth, to his millions of adoring fans. The Young and the Restless spoilers. A show-the-king character returns to help Billy take down Victor. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Billy Abbott's blind rage towards Victor and thirst for revenge may bring back a character that fans are yearning to see. We know that Billy wants to shake the very foundations of Chancellor and then snatch the company for next to nothing. However, to make that happen, he needs an influx of cash. He recently requested Jack to be his investor, but sadly, his brother refused. Even though Jack wants to support Billy, he does not want to do anything that would potentially hurt Nikki Newman. Besides, Jack would prefer that Billy put his energy into fixing his own life rather than walk down the path of revenge. Unfortunately, Billy does not appreciate Jack's point of view and disowns his brother. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Billy now has to seek help from someone else. Preferably, someone who feels the same kind of hatred toward Victor Newman as Billy does. And we have the perfect person in our eye, Tucker McCall. The man is currently licking his wound after losing his company to Audra Charles. However, by now, he must have surely found out that Victor Newman was backing Audra at the time. So, needless to say, Tucker has an axe to grind with the mustache. Even though Tucker has a complicated history with the Abbotts, we have a feeling that he would agree to join forces with Billy Abbott if the latter were to approach him, especially because Billy has distanced himself from the rest of the Abbotts. Honestly, the two would make a really fierce duo, and it would be a nice twist to watch. The last time we saw Tucker on screen, actor Trevor Street John was portraying the character. Will Tucker return to join forces with Billy? Now, we don't know whether he would return to reprise the role or the makers would opt to recast. But one thing is for sure, if the character does return, it will be one explosive storyline. And we'll be right here to soak up the drama. So stay tuned to Soap Opera Daily for more The Young and the Restless spoilers. Do you want to see Tucker return? Tell us in the comments. The Young and the Restless spoilers for January 22 see Victor setting a trap. Plus, Sharon desperately tries to escape the sewer while Victoria feels concerned about Claire using herself as the bait with Jordan. This promises to be a big day in Genoa City, and you won't want to miss a moment. Next on The Young and the Restless, Victor is almost always several steps ahead of everyone else. Sure, it seems he got caught unaware with Jordan and Ian returning to Genoa City, but perhaps that's just what he wants them to think. Now Victor realizes that Nikki, Victoria, and Claire are up to something on their own. Does he figure it out before he sets a trap? Or is Victor working to trap Ian and will figure out what is going on with his wife, daughter, and granddaughter later? Whatever Victor is planning, it's sure to be something significant. Will it end up helping? Running out of time. Sharon has been chained in the sewer since New Year's Eve. She's been drugged, and her situation is dire. Sharon managed to break her chains, but she passed out and was unable to get out of the sewer. Now, Sharon continues to plot her escape. How will Sharon get out of the situation she's in? Sure, Nick and Chance have a lead on her, but she may end up having to save herself. The bait. Victoria was not at all on board with Claire's plan to use herself as the bait for Jordan. She's rightfully worried about Claire's safety. Will Victoria end up taking a risk to her own life to ensure that Jordan does not get her claws into Claire again? Will it be enough to save the younger woman's life? The Young and the Restless spoilers note that fans are still reeling over Claire Newman's plot to get rid of Jordan for good, and how she's managed to convince both Victoria Newman and Nikki Newman to allow her to do this and stay quiet in the process. Of course, Vicky and Nikki are hoping that Claire won't go through with her fatal scheme. However, Y&R fans can't help but feel as if disaster is on the horizon with this plan. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Jordan Howard is still on the fence about Claire Grace's newfound attitude. Y&R spoilers remind fans that during the Tuesday, January 21 episode, when Jordan and Claire met up to talk, the aunt was still very skeptical about her grandniece's intentions. She questioned her on her past actions and why she all of a sudden has a change of heart. This is when Claire mentioned a fake plan to Jordan, killing off Victoria and snagging her hefty Newman inheritance. It would be the ultimate revenge, as the Newman family would finally understand the pain Jordan felt after losing her sister Eve Howard, and the two could run off with the money score and start a new chapter in their lives, anywhere they wanted to. Jordan liked that idea, but she still seemed very unsure about whether Claire was trying to trick her. Jordan's the type who always has a backup plan, so once she realizes that she's been duped, could she devise a scheme to teach Claire a lesson? I&R spoilers. Will Cole Howard get caught in the crossfire? Since Claire, Vicky, and Nikki aren't telling anyone about their plan, could Cole Howard get caught in the crossfire of all this? Could he try to rush to Victoria or Claire's rescue, only for Jordan to take him out? She will be very upset that she's been conned, and as Claire pretended to want to take out her bio mom, Jordan may teach her a lesson by killing her dad instead. Back in December, Cole talked to his daughter about how he believed Victor Newman would die for anyone in his family, and Cole also suggested that he would do the same for Vic and Claire. So could the show have been foreshadowing something? Claire seems pretty confident about this plan to finally bring Jordan down, so if Cole ends up passing away in the process, she'll reel over the poor decision she's made, and could also regress with her mental health journey. Do you think Cole could end up becoming a victim in this terrible plan concocted by Claire? Comment below. Catch the Y&R Daily on CBS and visit CTS often for the best Young and the Restless spoilers, updates, and news. Eric Braden's battle with cancer and his retirement plans. An icon still going strong. 2024 was a tough year for soap opera legend Eric Braden, known for his iconic role as Victor Newman on The Young and the Restless. The year saw Braden facing a cancer diagnosis, undergoing treatments, and ultimately emerging victorious in his battle. Given his age and the health challenges he's faced, many fans have been wondering if Braden might be considering retirement. Recently, the star opened up about his future plans, giving fans some much-needed insight into his thoughts on stepping away from the spotlight. Let's dive into the details. Victor Newman's tumultuous life versus Eric Braden's real-life resilience. On Y&R, Victor Newman's life has been nothing short of chaotic. From intense confrontations with foes like Jordan to holding his family together amidst turmoil, and even dealing with Nikki's struggle with addiction, it's been a whirlwind for the character. But in real life, Eric Braden mirrors Victor's resilience. Despite his personal health battle, Braden has shown incredible strength, and his transparency throughout his cancer journey has been inspiring to many. The actor courageously shared his experience with bladder cancer, keeping fans updated on his path from diagnosis to the twists and turns of treatment. In August, a major turning point came when Braden proudly announced that he was officially cancer-free during a heartfelt Facebook Live session. His message to fans was full of gratitude and relief. As of a few days ago, I'm cancer-free. They couldn't find the damn thing. Thank you for all of your good thoughts and prayers. They meant a great deal to me. Dancing through the fear. Although cancer's shadow can loom large, Eric Braden has shown that even the strongest spirits can push through. He embraced life with positivity, posting a video in January 2024 where he danced to the 90s hit song Missing by Everything But the Girl. Braden proved that he's not just surviving, he's thriving. In his video caption, Braden declared, "Feeling better and better. Foo cancer." It was a powerful reminder that he's not letting anything hold him back. Fans worried about retirement. Naturally, many fans have been concerned that Braden, now 83 years old, might be ready to retire, especially after his cancer diagnosis. With decades in the industry and a battle against illness, the possibility seemed real. But Braden quickly put those worries to rest, showing that he's far from done. His love for his craft keeps him going, and there's still plenty of energy and passion left in him for portraying Victor Newman. In an August 2023 interview with Fox News, Braden was asked directly about his retirement plans. His response, a resounding no, hell no, no, no. It was clear that retirement isn't on his radar. Retirement not so fast. Eric Braden humorously brushed off the idea of retirement, noting that he's seen friends and colleagues retire, only to be faced with the question, now what? Despite an illustrious career spanning almost 100 TV shows and numerous films since 1961, Braden emphasized that retirement has never crossed his mind. The reason? Beyond the steady paycheck, it's the genuine love for what he does. I enjoy doing what I'm doing. I really do, he shared, explaining that the sense of satisfaction he gets after completing a scene is what fuels him to keep going. The secret to his long-lasting marriage. Of course, behind every strong man is an equally strong partner. Braden's wife, Dale Russell G. Gast, has been by his side for over 50 years, supporting him through the ups and downs of life, including health struggles and mood swings. Braden credits her as his ride or die, and in interviews, he shared the secret to their long-lasting marriage. It's not just about tolerance and acceptance, but also a deep respect and admiration for one another. Really liking and respecting the person is what it's all about, Braden said. Eric Braden isn't going anywhere. So, for all the fans who've been anxiously wondering about Eric Braden's future, rest assured the soap icon isn't going anywhere. Expect to see him continue rocking his alter ego, Victor Newman, for years to come. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments below. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for daily videos. Turn on notifications so you don't miss any updates. And if you've subscribed, let us know in the comments, and we'll try to reply and thank as many of you as we can. The Young and the Restless spoilers and updates revealed recently. Some viewers found themselves questioning whether Claire Newman had reverted to her darker tendencies. While it was revealed that Claire was merely manipulating Jordan, her newfound demeanor towards her great-aunt suggests that she still possesses a certain level of danger. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Claire Grace can't be blamed. It's only fair to acknowledge that Claire's breaking point was inevitable. Jordan should have been dealt with much earlier, so it's refreshing to see Claire come to the conclusion that eliminating her is the only way to restore balance. Yet it's unsettling to witness Claire's casual demeanor regarding the act of taking a life, even if that life belongs to the malevolent and deranged Jordan. This stark contrast clashes with the sweet, innocent persona the show has crafted for Claire since her release from the psychiatric facility. It seems Claire views this deadly mission against Jordan as a chance for redemption, a rather twisted perspective indeed. By and are spoilers, Claire Grace grew up in an extremely toxic environment. Claire likely would never have had the capacity to take a life, Jordan's included, if it weren't for the toxic influence of her upbringing. Jordan's shadow looms large, manifesting in unexpected ways. This reality could raise alarms for Summer Newman, especially now that Claire is growing closer to Kyle Abbott. While Claire, along with Victoria and Nikki Newman, plot to end Jordan, Summer Newman might still catch wind of the truth. Regardless of whether Jordan meets her end, Summer could discover that Claire was at the forefront of a plot to eliminate him. Ironically, Summer harbors a deep-seated animosity toward Jordan for her role in Harrison's kidnapping, which might lead her to overlook Claire's involvement. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Summer Newman's excuse to stir up drama. Summer could seize this opportunity to escalate the custody conflict. It's clear that she feels increasingly threatened by Claire's expanding influence in Kyle and Harrison's lives. Summer might cling to the notion that Claire is still a threat and decide she wants to exclude her from Harrison's upbringing. With Jordan being the one responsible for Heather Stevens' tragic end, And for running Phyllis Summers off the road, Summer will certainly empathize. After all, her own mother's life was in danger from Jordan, so how can she not relate with the urge to seek retribution once the truth is revealed? Nevertheless, Claire's calm demeanor while scheming against others could provide Summer with the ammunition she needs to resist Kyle's relationship with her. Why and are spoilers? Is Claire Grace too dangerous to be around Harrison Abbott? Summer could contend that Jordan's impact on Claire will always linger, posing potential challenges for Harrison Abbott as he matures. Is there a chance that Summer's custody battle will flare up again? Will she attempt to persuade Kyle that Claire poses a threat to Harrison's safety? Our predictions for My and R suggest that Summer will discover new tactics to meddle in Kyle and Claire's relationship, so keep an eye out for her next move. Upcoming spoilers indicate that Summer might respond to some unsettling news, so be sure to catch what unfolds. The Young and the Restless spoilers have put Chance Chancellor on some serious detective duty. The latest investigation leads GC's heartthrob straight into the lion's den, aka Ian Ward's shady motel room. It's the same spot where Sharon Newman was put to sleep before Jordan changed her mind. Interestingly, this isn't your average sleuthing session, and Chance must watch for his back. Someone's keeping an eye on him. Is it Jordan? The Young and the Restless spoilers. Jordan ambushes Chance at the motel. As per the Young and the Restless spoilers, Chance has teamed up with Nick Newman. The latter knows it in his bones that Sharon's kidnapper is linked to Ian. Nick has nothing but a gut feeling and some fuzzy security footage to crack the case, yet he's super ready. However, they might face serious trouble before their big "we did it" moment. So the search at the motel starts with a fascinating clue, a lipstick-stained glass. The little tiny detail reveals that Ian's partner in crime is a she. Next, Chance starts to piece this puzzle together, while Nick eventually steps out for some air. Now, our favorite detective is all alone in a room where Ian and Jordan have planned most of their deadly crimes. Getting the chills already? In the tantalizing twist, Jordan peeks inside through the door that's left ajar. Additionally, the woman eavesdrops and absorbs Chance's conversation like a sponge. He's potentially sharing his findings with someone at the GCPD. Further read, Nick arrives to Sharon's rescue. Will Chance notice her before it's too late? Undoubtedly, Jordan may spin out of control and choose the rogue way. What if Chance turns around and gets knocked out? On the flip side, he may also confront the villain head-on, just as she sneaks up to launch an attack. Thankfully, Jordan may land a hit, but Chance isn't dropping dead. Why? My and our spoilers are planning some more Ian-driven drama at the Newman Ranch for Chance, and we're here for it. Still, this motel clash is enough to keep us engaged until the final showdown. Stay glued to Soap Opera Daily for your daily dose of the Young and the Restless spoilers. Will Chance uncover the truth, or will Jordan slip through his fingers? Let us know your thoughts below. The Young and the Restless star Eric Braden is one of the most open and honest daytime television stars. He's not afraid to tell the truth, even if it's his truth, to his millions of adoring fans. The tragic life of the Young and the Restless star Eric Braden. He's also not afraid to hit where it hurts, at least verbally speaking. But the actor has gone through some tough times too. Here are some tragic details about Eric Braden. Back in 2010, the actor had to pull out from his How I Met Your Mother gig simply because he was feeling overworked over at the hit CBS soap. His decision even caused a bit of a stir with his co-star Neil Patrick Harris at the time. During that year, NPR blasted Eric for failing to honor a commitment that he had to appear on How I Met Your Mother as Robin's dad. Apparently, Eric said that the part wasn't substantial enough for him. This prompted Neil Patrick Harris to take to his Twitter account to write, "Eric Braden is a D-bag." If that weren't enough, Eric also admitted that he had his reasons for not wanting to be on the show. "I didn't want to do it. to be quite frank with you," he said. What's next for Eric Braden? I have had a long-standing antipathy toward guest starring on nighttime television because I'd done that an enormous amount in the 60s and 70s. I was infuriated by the singular decision by a former head of Universal Studios to lower guest star salaries by 75%, from $7,500 per show to $2,500. At that time, Universal was the only game in town, so I swore I would not do that again. Back in 2022, Eric took to Twitter to write, "The pictures I see on our TV screens about what's happening in Ukraine reminded me of my early childhood in Germany. We were bombed every night and then every day and night. Kiel was 96% destroyed. 500,000 bombs had been dropped on that town alone. The cacophony was unimaginable." In April 2023, Eric shared his cancer diagnosis, said that he experienced a lot of pain when he was working and often went to the hospital for frequent urination. After several tries with a few different doctors, he found out that he has cancer. And while he's already had surgery to remove the cancer, unfortunately, Eric also found out that he had high-grade and low-grade cancer cells too. In August, Eric told his fans, "The reason I want to talk to you tonight is I want to tell you I'm grateful for all of your good thoughts and your prayers. It's meant a great deal to me, and I can tell you it obviously has helped because I had my last cystoscopy 2 days ago. That's when they thread a camera into your bladder, and I'm cancer-free. They couldn't find a damn thing. Isn't that nice?" And in January of 2025, Eric was left devastated after his house burned down during the historic Los Angeles County fires. The actor had spent the last 45 years making memories with his family in his beloved home, but now it's all been burnt down to the ground. Let us know what you think of our story by leaving us your thoughts in our comments section below. And as always, come back right here for all the latest news and updates on your favorite British royals and celebs, along with the spoilers you need to know from The Bold and the Beautiful, The Young and the Restless, General Hospital, and Days of Our Lives. The Young and the Restless spoilers recap 4 reveals that Jordan will call Claire Newman and admit they have a problem. Although Jordan will suspect Claire sent the cops to the motel she was staying at, Claire will deny it. After Claire suggests hiding Jordan at the ranch right under the Newmans' noses, she'll give Nikki Newman and Victoria Newman the scoop before dashing off for another Jordan meeting. Victoria will remain concerned about this cold, calculating side of Claire that's being forced back out. Although Victoria will fret over the possibility of Claire actually taking Jordan out, Nikki will feel confident they can get through this no matter what. In the park, Claire will meet up with Jordan and once again deny having anything to do with the cops showing up. Jordan will determine that her partner must have betrayed her and admit she left fingerprints as well as DNA all over the place. Claire will snap about Jordan's stupidity and act like maybe their renewed alliance isn't a good idea. After Claire suggests Jordan has lost her edge, she'll rant about this being her plan and will refuse to let Jordan blow it. Jordan will scold Claire for her tone and insist she's at the top of her game, but she'll seem a little more convinced of Claire's revenge plot in the end. Claire will question Jordan about her partner and ask if it's Ian Ward, so Jordan will praise Claire's instincts. After Jordan talks about finding a kindred spirit in Ian, she'll admit he was too focused on his own goals, particularly his desire to reconnect with Mariah Copeland. Claire will eventually hide Jordan under a blanket in the backseat of her car and sneak her onto the ranch property. Once Claire takes Jordan to the tack house, she'll explain the various reasons why no one is using it right now. Claire will make Jordan some tea, just the way she likes it, but Jordan will seem suspicious of her having all the ingredients on hand. However, Claire will insist she's missed Jordan and will continue her efforts to rebuild trust. Although Claire will offer to switch cups, Jordan will keep her own. though she'll grow suspicious again when Claire starts asking too many questions about Heather Stevens' demise. Jordan will find it strange that Claire doesn't want to talk about their Newman revenge scheme instead. It'll leave Jordan wondering if she's the target and the one who's getting played here. Claire will do her best to reassure Jordan, but she'll also get her talking about Sharon Newman and act like it was smart to use her as an insurance policy. When Claire asks about Sharon's location, Jordan will choose to keep that info to herself. Just when Jordan's about to drink from her presumably poisoned cup, Claire will cry out for her to stop. At the Riverbank Motel, Nick Newman will tell Chance Chancellor about the guy at the front desk remembering a blonde woman with glasses. Nick will also confess to seeing a woman matching that description getting in a black pickup truck. Chance will get updates on the fingerprints from the room once they're run through the system and will be blown away to learn they're Jordan's. Once Chance contacts the prison, he'll realize the imposter situation and share the latest news with Nick. Chance and Nick will realize Jordan is indeed Ian's accomplice, which means she's Sharon Newman's kidnapper and the one who ran Phyllis Summers off the road. As for Victor Newman, he'll be suspicious after catching Victoria, Nikki, and Claire with their heads together. Nick and Chance will ultimately tell Victor about all the Jordan info, so he'll realize she came back for Claire just like Ian came back for Mariah. In the sewer, Sharon will hallucinate Nick, who'll insist Sharon needs to save herself since no one knows where she is. Although Sharon will desperately want to get out of there, she just won't have the strength and clarity at this point. The young and the restless spoilers say Sharon will keep trying to make her get away, so we'll bring you more predictions on her next escape attempt. Phyllis Summers has long been one of the most compelling and controversial figures in Genoa City, a character whose journey is a masterclass in reinvention, manipulation, and resilience. Her story begins with a mix of ambition and scheming as she burst onto the scene, determined to make her mark. Phyllis's early years were marked by her cunning and willingness to do whatever it took to get ahead. From her calculated maneuvers to secure a position in the lives of influential figures to her knack for turning situations in her favor, Phyllis quickly became a force to be reckoned with. Her rise as the ultimate vixen was not without its share of drama and heartache. Phyllis's ability to take charge of any situation often made her both admired and feared. She used her charm and intelligence to manipulate those around her, sometimes blurring the lines between right and wrong. Her romantic entanglements, especially with high-profile men in Genoa City, solidified her reputation as a woman who could not only hold her own, but dominate the narrative. Yet this rise to power came with its fair share of enemies and challenges, as Phyllis's unapologetic approach often left a trail of broken relationships and shattered trust. As with any great character, Phyllis eventually faced the consequences of her actions. Her downfalls were as dramatic as her victories, reminding everyone that even the most formidable individuals are not immune to the weight of their choices. Betrayals, public humiliations, and personal losses became defining moments in her journey. Phyllis often found herself at rock bottom, grappling with the fallout of her schemes and the toll they took on her relationships with family, friends, and lovers. These moments of vulnerability exposed a more human side to Phyllis, showing that beneath her tough exterior lay a woman capable of deep regret and a desire for change. It is in these moments of reckoning that Phyllis began to evolve. Her path to redemption was neither linear nor easy, as she struggled to balance her natural instincts with her desire to be better. Phyllis's journey toward finding redemption involved rebuilding trust, making amends, and proving that she was more than her past mistakes. Her evolution was not about erasing her history, but embracing it as a part of her complex identity. Phyllis showed that even those who have fallen far can rise again, stronger and more self-aware than ever before. Through it all, Phyllis Summers remains a character who defies easy categorization. She is at once a schemer and a survivor, a vixen and a visionary, a woman who has faced the consequences of her actions yet refuses to be defined by them. Her story is a testament to the power of resilience and the capacity for growth, making her one of the most unforgettable figures in the world of the young and the restless.